guys, I'm trying to figure out why my lighting looks different when really there is nothing different about my setup. I don't know what's going on. But I can see that you guys can see. It's just not my ideal lighting. But we're going to keep it pushing because we have somewhere to be. So I did do my brows and prime my lids. I do need to set them with some powder. I'm just going to use my Charlotte Tilbury powder just to set them briefly. But guess what your girl did? She finally picked up a new NARS Soft Matte Concealer. This is lighter than the previous shade I was using, which is fine, honestly, because I like to have like different shades of concealer because you can do a lot with concealer, first of all. Secondly, I don't want everything to kind of all be similar because again, you can do so much with it. So yeah, picked up a new shade. I'll let you guys know what shade that is actually. This one is light 2.8. I don't know how to say the name. Marion Glace. That's what it looked like. There you go. Have it in the description below for you guys. And as you guys can see, fresh new concealer. So that's great. And that's what I did use. So we're going to jump into eyeshadow first, obviously. I have a 1, 2, 3, 4 palettes in front of me. I do want to do something green. I've been wanting to do something green since the start of fall. And honestly, I forgot about these shadows. So we have Top Secret in the Jaclyn Hill Morphe Armed and Gorgeous palette, which is really beautiful. I love this shade of green. Then we also have in her Dark Magic palette, we have a darker green, which I don't think I would necessarily use, but we also have this one down here, which is called Potion. So we have that. And then for like a glitter shimmer to top things off with, I do have this light green shimmer in this Pat McGrath palette. And I also have this Dose of Colors shadow. It's a shimmer as well in Block Party. Just really pretty. And this one's a little bit more on the dark side, which I kind of like. So I don't really know what we're gonna end up with, but we're gonna figure it out. I wanna play a little bit. I'm gonna move this closer. Hopefully you guys can still see me. And let's get into it. So I'm gonna start with somewhat of a transition shade. So I'm gonna use this brown shadow here just for a nice little transition, if you will. So just popping this in my crease and moving it in a windshield wiper motion, because the whole look is basically going to be the green shadows, but I did want to lay some type of foundation down just so that everything blends nicely or as smoothly as possible. So just very, very lightly, just creating a little bit of definition in the eye, you know, you can tell the difference. Then I'm going to take it over here, of course, because whatever we do to one eye, we must do to the next eye. Now I'm going to take a little bit of Potion, which is the green shadow right here. And I'm going to take that on this brush from Urban Decay. I think it came in the palette, to be honest. But any type of like flat yet fluffy brush will do. And I'm going to pack this shadow on the outer corner first to start, just on the lid portion, not too much into the crease just yet. Just packing it on. And then I'm also going to take some and put it over here, just because I kind of want to do these two eyes together. That way they look, you know, similar, if not the same. And this is the lighter of the two green shades, even though it definitely has pigment, which we love. Then I'm going to take that blending brush that we're using to do the transition color, and I'm just going to buff the edges of this shadow, just kind of blend it out. Now because this brush is dual-sided, it has a smaller version of the bigger side that we use for the outer corner. I'm going to use the smaller side just to get into the inner part. I guess you can say we're probably doing some type of halo eye, to be honest. because I do want the shimmer to sit in the middle. I don't know how much shimmer I'm going to do, but I do want it to sit in the middle. So let's just go ahead and call it what it is. This is definitely going to be some type of halo eye. To be honest with you guys, I don't think that we necessarily need the other shade of green, which would be Potion in this palette. Oh no, it wouldn't. I lied. That's the shade we used. It would be Top Secret. I don't think we need Top Secret. I think it's like deep enough. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to add that, but I am going to go back into the transition shadow that we used just to clean up the eyeshadow look a little bit on the edges and the top and everything, and just continue to make sure that everything's nice and blended, as seamless as I can get it at the moment, and just clean this up a bit before we place our shimmer shadow down. Now I'm going to start placing my shimmer. I just need to determine which one of the two. Whoa, that's really dark. We can go for a really dark and vampy look, or we can go for something a little lighter. Decisions. This might not be a halo eye. I feel like if I use the darker one, it would be more so like in the center, but kind of on the outer parts too. And then the lighter one, obviously, that definitely will go in the center. You know what? It's fall. Let's go for the dark vibe. I haven't done anything. I'm always doing like light and airy, and I kind of want to step a little out of my comfort zone. So I'm going to take some of the Dose of Colors shimmer, and I'm going to press this on my lid. Well, we definitely went dark without initially trying to go dark. I am going to take my blending brush and just blend this all out. You don't need a lot of that shadow, I'll say that. Truthfully, I could have just put it all over the lid, but what fun would have that been? It's definitely dark, but I'm not mad at it. I think a little bit of black maybe on the outer corners, because you know how I like to put a little, normally it would be like dark brown, but I think black for this specifically on the outer part would make it even prettier and just give it a little oomph. So I'm gonna grab a black shadow, so please hold. So I grabbed my e.l.f. palette, the little bite-sized shadow, and I'm gonna take, you know, I'm looking at this, is this black? Well, it's gonna work for today. But this is the one in Truffles, so I'm gonna take that dark one. It kind of looks a little like black blue, but who's gonna know the difference? It doesn't do a lot, but it does a little something. Alright guys, what are we thinking? What are we feeling? I think this is giving like dark and vampy, definitely date night appropriate, but it's also giving me like Christmas night, New Year's nighttime, kind of like grown and sexy eye look. I don't know. I do like where this is headed. Of course, we're not finished just yet. I definitely have to do something with the under eye, whether that's applying greens down there just like I did on the lid, or maybe we might throw some brown in there. I don't know. We'll figure it out though. I'll think about it as I continue my makeup. But right now I'm going to apply some mascara and lashes, and then we can get started with this base makeup and move this mirror out y'all's way. Alright guys, my lashes are now on, and if you're an OG follower of mine, like since the very beginning, back when I first started my makeup tutorials, you guys know this, not this specific one, but a headband like this was like a staple, I feel. So let's just say welcome back. I picked this up during Halloween and I saw it and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't even remember the last time I put one of these things on my head. But we need to keep our hair out our face, so now that the hair is like short and everything, it works well. So anyways, let's get to this base makeup. So I did bring out a primer. I use my SPF that I did not bring in here with me, but that also serves as a primer. If you guys have seen other videos, you know what I'm talking about. But I am going to go in with this one from Laura Mercier. This is the Pure Canvas Primer, and this is their silicone-free blurring primer. I was thinking to cream bronze, kind of like in the steps of my last makeup video, because I really did love the like outcome of everything. So I was thinking to cream contour first, but you know what? We are going to actually correct a little bit underneath the eyes, right in here. I do have some glitter that I need to wipe off. All right, so I think it's pretty clean underneath there. I'm gonna use the Fenty Bright Fix in Honey. I did put some on my little metal tray that I have down here for my products. I'm gonna take my brush and I'm just gonna tap this on the under eye. Using the brush that I used for my concealer on my lids, I'm just using this just to tap this product in. Honestly, you could use your fingers too if you wanted to. But I feel like this is gonna help me get really close to my under eye area, under there, and just conceal it a little bit so we have more of like a glam look, you know what I mean? I mean, my under eyes, what the heck was that word? My under eyes are not like terrible if I don't do this, but it's just something that I do out of habit. Because some days I do need that extra like pick me up. So for foundation, I'm actually going to be using a skin tint, which is from Fenty Beauty. You guys have seen me use this. This is the Eavesdrop Blurring Skin Tint in shade number 12. I have let you guys know previously that I do not have too many foundations that actually match me well enough to use, because if it were up to me, I'd be using my NARS Soft Matte foundation, but that one is a little dark. I have not gotten like as tan out here as I have in Connecticut, so I haven't really been able to pick that one up. I really am thinking about repurchasing it in a lighter shade, of course, that way I can use it, because I do feel like that foundation is perfect for fall, first and foremost. It really is, and I just love the finish of it. But today we're just gonna go in with this one from Fenty, and I'm gonna kind of keep the same technique going from the last video of not putting anything directly underneath my eyes other than, you know, what we just previously applied, which was like that corrector or whatever you want to call it. I don't know, girl. That product. I'm gonna try not to put too much underneath my eyes, because I really think that just placing concealer and concealer only underneath there, outside of what we just previously placed, would be good enough. The skin tint has nice coverage to it. It's not full coverage, but it gives enough to where like your face feels complete, you know what I mean? And you don't need a whole bunch of product to do that. So now, for whatever reason, this Rare Beauty concealer definitely has a chokehold on me, so I am going to use it underneath my eyes. This is 320 is the shade, and I'm going to take that same concealer brush that I've been using to apply it, and I'm going to put this underneath my eyes. I'm going to try and get close under here, not drag it out too far, because I don't need a whole lot, but it is going to brighten up my under eye just a little bit for me. Not gonna lie, I really was not trying to stack on a whole bunch of concealer, but I do feel like we need just a little bit more of a brightening concealer. This one isn't giving bright. So I'm gonna take a little bit of, this is the e.l.f. Camo Concealer, and it is in the shade Tan Sand. And I'm gonna apply some of this directly underneath the eye as well. I really didn't want to layer my concealers like this, but what's a girl to do? Now we're going to apply our cream contour slash bronzer, and I'm going to use the Huda Beauty in Fair, and I'm going to use another e.l.f. brush. This is their dual-sided brush. It's much like the IT Cosmetics one, and I'm going to press this into my skin and just start to build this up, because we definitely can use some definition on the skin and just to chisel out the face a little more. Now to set the face, I'm going to use my Charlotte Tilbury. I really like to use this powder and this powder alone, but I am going to use a little bit of loose powder on top, just because I'm feeling a little extra today, if you will. But I like to keep this powder in my purse too, just to go over my face if needed. It's not always necessary, but it's nice to have just in case. And then for loose powder, I'm going to use my Maybelline Fit Me powder in, I believe this is medium? No, light medium. And I'm just going to take a little bit of this. I'm not even using a whole lot, but I'm going to take a little bit of it, and I'm going to press this underneath the eyes as well. This is a nice powder, blurs your skin, and just kind of gives you like a flawless finish, if you will, to your makeup. I'm going to be using the Ace Beauty bronzer palette, and you guys know I like to take these 3 shades, kind of mix them together, make my own concoction, that sort of thing. So I'm going to take this brush, just kind of dip into each of them and start applying. I feel like there's not very many bronzers that I really like. This is definitely one that I do like, or else I would not have pulled it out, to be honest. But I want to try some more. Maybe this, like with the rest of this year and definitely going into the new year, I'll be more intrigued with the makeup releases. But I really, truly have not been feeling anything. I don't know, I get to the store and I'm just like, I don't even know what to get. But this one is a good one. And very affordable too. So there's also that. So I felt I couldn't do like a date night look during fall without using my favorite blush for fall, which is this one from Burt's Bees. This is in Toasted Cinnamon. I feel like this is definitely a cult fave, but I truly do like it. It's just a nice cinnamon brown shade, you know? And it has, like, in my opinion, a little bit of a peach undertone, kind of. So it's just really cute, and I feel like it's perfect for fall. So I'm gonna pop this on because I feel like a pink blush or, you know, something super orange would not really complement the eyeshadow because it is so dark and vampy. So you can never really go wrong with like a brown blush. So if you haven't tried this by now, I mean, honestly, I don't know what you're waiting for. I will say that e.l.f. concealer is a little bit more drying, but that's because it's on the matte side. And I don't know if I like that anymore. I think I like a more like dewier under eye. Not like super dewy, it doesn't have to be like really wet, but that just might be a little too mattifying for me. I used to love it though. I used to love it. Okay, so now that we have pretty much all of our base makeup on, with the exception of a highlight, let me just go ahead and apply that now. I don't know why I'm still pouncing that sponge on my face, but we're gonna use the NARS highlighter, and this one is in Ibiza, which is just a nice semi-golden highlight, and it's not too glittery, well, it's not glittery really at all, which I really like. It's more of like a sheen almost, which I enjoy. So I'm gonna pop this on, and I'm gonna put just a tad bit on my brow bone. And then for the lower lash line, I know I was thinking about adding some brown, so I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to use the e.l.f. palette, the Bite Size and Truffle yet again. And I'm going to use first I'm going to go in with the lighter brown shade, this one, and then add a little bit of the darker brown. And I'm just going to put these underneath my eyes, you know, on the lower lash line. Now to finish everything off, I am going to use my Fenty Baby What It Do setting mist. So we are now done with the makeup portion of today's video. I am going to move into hair, and then we can get dressed, and then we can close out the video because if I'm not mistaken, I do not have too much time left. Thankfully, this makeup is done and complete. This is the part for me that I feel is the longest when it comes to me getting ready, just because, you know, I want things to look right, to sit right, and I don't want to rush through the process. So let's go ahead and get the hair started, and then we can get dressed, like I said, and close out today's video. But I hope you guys like the makeup look. I don't really feel like it's my best work, but it's cute.
Oh, baby, does he do it for you? When he's finished, does he step back and adore you? I just gotta know, 'cause your time is money and I won't let him waste it. Oh no, no, baby, just go with it. 'Cause when you're with me, I can't explain it. It's just different. We can take it slow, or act like you're my girl. Let's get the basics. Whoa, no. He's so replaceable. You're worth the chase, you're putting on. It's alright, I'm not dangerous. When you're mine, I'll be generous. You're irreplaceable, collectible, just like mine.
Alright, beauties, so this is everything finished and complete. I am now dressed, and unfortunately I didn't get a chance to film that part for you guys just because I was having so much trouble. I really had my outfit picked out, ready to go, but I had some malfunctions. So I ended up going with this black blazer asymmetrical situation. It is a blazer dress. I did purchase this from, I want to say, Pretty Little Thing, but that was like 2-3 years ago. I did buy it for my birthday, never ended up wearing it, and I have it on now. So I mean, I guess perfect timing, if you will. I will pop like inserts on the side for you guys to get a better visual of the dress, just because I wasn't able to break everything down for you guys, and that way you can have a better visual on what it looks like. But I think it all came out, you know, very well. At the end of the day, everything worked out the way that it was supposed to. I do have on my normal rings that I typically wear, just my normal stud earrings. I have my 3-chain necklace that I did get from Target, and I'm just gonna throw on my black heels with this. So a nice black sleek look with just a pop of color on the eyes, if you will. And I think it's perfect, you know. I love it. Hopefully you love it as well. Now, as far as fragrance, I did put on this Guess Seductive NOIR fragrance. It smells so good, you guys. It has that, like, definitely a seductive smell, but it's like grown, you know what I mean? I wish I could break down perfumes better to you guys, considering I like them so much, but I'm just gonna leave it at that. It definitely smells really good. So I have that on for my fragrance for the night, and that's pretty much it. I really hope you guys enjoyed the contents of today's video. Although it's not my typical flow of a full get ready with me, it's still all the components in one, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think down below. As always, I love you, and hopefully I'll catch each and every one of you in my next video.